Episode 10 of Horsemen Academy. Also, Poor Horseman, you got your boy LP. Also on Fox 26, The Nightcap. So by the time you all see this, 2 of our episodes may have aired by this point. But today we've got a special guest. Now, it was supposed to be a crew. I'm going to let her explain what happened with the crew. But it was supposed to be a crew today. But Destiny is with us from the Girl Boss Suites. And we're going to learn all about that process. But first, I want to know why we got one of the 3 here for Horsemen Academy.
Don't call them out.
I'm calling people out. You know, that's how we do. Destiny, please introduce yourself to the audience.
I am Destiny Lanay, co-owner of Girl Boss Suites Houston. Outside of Girl Boss Suites, I do business management. I own Angels Anonymous. The list goes on. So when they say serial entrepreneur, that's definitely me.
Okay, so officially a serial entrepreneur then. All right, let's run through a few of the other ones as well. Okay. We're gonna go all the way through Girl Boss Suites, how it got started, what impact you all are making, and just Black women working together in business is important. And that's why we wanted to have this interview today. But let's talk about some of your other ventures as well. Go ahead.
Okay, so I also own a trucking company. It is called Destiny's Dreams LLC.
Okay.
Because it is my dream. So outside of that, I also do business credit. I do personal credit. And then I've just recently gotten into the whole government contracts thing. So that's the short version.
Yeah, so you're doing everything then. Come on, you're doing everything. So I appreciate you coming, giving us some time. I know how difficult it can be to get things like this scheduled. So while I was joking, would you like to also introduce the other 2 founders who weren't able to make it today?
Our founders are Tiara LaRae. She is in Atlanta. She just had her first actual conference that she put on herself. So she's stuck in Atlanta right now. And then Shayna is also in Atlanta. That's where she actually lives. But the third person that he was speaking of is the third owner of the Houston space, which is Jess. And unfortunately, Jess got stuck at work. Sorry, girl.
You know, we got jobs. We understand that. We do got jobs. But let's talk about this just in general before we go down the road of how everything got started, et cetera. This is multi-city, Atlanta and Houston.
Right.
Why those cities?
So Tiara is actually from Atlanta.
Got it.
And that's where it started.
Okay.
So we have Houston, we have Atlanta, we have a few more that we're working on, but we're not going to let the cat out the bag just yet. So. Okay.
So let's get some background then. Obviously, you all are entrepreneurs. You all enjoy the process, it seems, of building a business. So first off, I would say, by far the most prepared that I've been for an interview, because not only did they send me a media kit,
Indeed.
We exchanged multiple emails, multiple DMs. So I appreciate that.
We had to make sure it was on point.
Nah. And for us, that is a big deal. So let's talk about the beginning, though. You may not have all the legacy of Atlanta, right, but let's talk about the legacy in Houston then. Okay. How did it branch out to Houston?
So Tiara actually moved to Houston.
Okay.
And it literally branched right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it started and then bam.
Okay.
COVID. So that's what prompted the online memberships. And fortunately for us, the online memberships took off.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to close during the pandemic.
So a lot of people were struggling during the pandemic and y'all made a pivot.
Right.
So let's tell people exactly what the business is and what the business does.
Okay. So Girl Boss Suites is actually a co-working space for women in business. We host networking. We hold classes, pop-up shops, anything that women who aspire to be entrepreneurs or are already entrepreneurs, seasoned in their business, and just need that push or some type of resource to get to the next level.
Okay, so you mentioned all levels of entrepreneur. Right now, are you seeing more new people into business, or is it a good mix of new and seasoned business?
It's a good mix. I would say if we had to just put a pin in it, then it would be more so of the newbies.
Okay.
Who are looking for who, what, when, where, and how do I make some money?
Exactly. And you all walk them through, it seems like from everything that I've read, the co-working isn't just for them to come and use space.
Right.
They're coming to get resources, coaching, and all of that.
All the above.
If someone wanted to just walk into a space to get a feel of what it would be like, whether that's the online portal or the actual locations, what could they anticipate?
So you come in person, of course, you're going to have, because we have suite mates as well. So if it's not one of the owners that's there, you'll see one of the suite mates. And it's different being able to see someone who actually has a suite inside of Girl Boss Suite.
Gotcha. Okay. Explain that. What do you mean there?
So just say if someone comes in and they have a nail business that they're trying to get off the ground. And a lot of people, of course, start at home. Mm-hmm. So it's different when you come inside of Girl Boss Suites, who's actually helping women thrive and grow their business. And then you come in and then you see all these different suites with women who've actually started to grow their business.
And is that by, see, so that's where I'm interested.
Okay.
Is that more of a, you're intentionally putting programs together for women, or are they already coming in saying, hey, I need help?
It's both, actually.
Okay.
It's both, because we wouldn't be able to put programs in place if people didn't come to us and say, hey, we need help. Because the thing is, we can only say what works for us. So we have to be able to create the programs that are available or that are needed for the women that come in and say, hey, I need help, and this is what I need help with.
Okay, so business development is one.
Right.
You also have a health and wellness focus. Right. What does that look like in the space or online, and how do you connect that to women growing their business also?
So we particularly say about health, because the thing is, if we're not taking care of ourselves,
facts,
we can't put our 100% all into our business. That's just like we have an event next week called Self-Care in the Midst of Business.
And shout that out, because this will come out before then. So
it's next Thursday, October 19th at Girl Boss Suites. It starts at 7. So it's just a networking, come together, learn how to focus on you in the midst of running your business, because like I said, you can't pour from an empty cup. True.
Now, what's the most random? Because, at Horsemen, we like to have some fun.
Right.
So I have to ask this. We're going to get back to the education.
It's fine.
We're going to get back to making sure people get something they could take away. What's the most random business that's walked through the door?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hopefully. Maybe she is watching. I'm not sure. But so we actually had a lady that came to us that wanted us to help her grow her OnlyFans.
Yo, OnlyFans is where it's at. I mean, look, I'm not mad at you, sister. And
I was like, I don't know. I mean, I can give you like the back end of that, but I don't know how you expect me to help you grow your OnlyFans, like physically, because that's not my lane.
Wait, y'all are also supposed to be helping people with content.
Right.
So what's going on?
That's all we could do was I can make a calendar and let you know what content to do for the next 30 days, but actually doing your content for you, I'm not interested in that.
So y'all didn't turn her away?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Of course not.
Okay, so y'all are equal opportunity.
Of course. I mean, she has a business. She needs help. I can tell sis how to get it, but I can't do it for you.
Look, OnlyFans models out there. This LP. Destiny says, go to Girl Boss Suites and you can level up. Not only you can level up your OnlyFans. Like, that's a new one for us today.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
hey.
What's the typical type of business you all get out of there?
The typical business, I won't even say, because we have so many different ones. Like, we have one girl who rents out one of the suites. She does braids. Okay. We have one who is a modeling coach.
Okay.
We have one that does the body sculpting. So it's not really one per se niche that everybody flocks to. So we have a wide range of businesses that come to us.
And I was excited to learn more about this because, one, just people need to know what our community is doing to help each other.
Right.
And two, have you ever seen those salons by JC?
Yeah.
What you all are doing reminds me a lot of that. But now I know even OnlyFans. Any business is available. That's all right. I know.
It's fine.
Go ahead and give her handle. Do we have to say?
I don't know if I go that far.
but that reminds me of like, for those of you who've ever been by a salon by JC, it's a similar structure, but it's really only for hair.
Right.
What you all are doing, you're allowing people to come in, utilize the space for a variety of things, have a suite mate, and at that same time, they can go through programming to help them grow their business.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
What's the next 5 years look like for the Houston location, at least?
So for Houston, I just say expanding, because we literally were in a smaller space last year and we just grew to a 2-story space.
Man, that's incredible.
That we just moved into in May.
Okay.
So for Houston, it's really just more growth and more networking.
Okay. Now, on the Academy, this is where we start to give people some of the actionable things. So how long has the Houston location been open?
So the Houston location has been open since 2019.
Okay. So let's go back to 2019.
Ooh.
All right. What would you all have done different as you were launching into this new venture back in 2019?
I honestly can't say we would have done anything different, because had we not started where we were and learned from the mistakes, we wouldn't have gotten where we are now.
Okay, let's talk about what worked then. Let's because there's going to be a young entrepreneur out there right now, a young woman who is going to see this and she's going to say, I'm interested to learn more about it. Obviously, we're going to share all the information, but there had to be a challenge, had to be a bump in the road. What are some things that maybe you would have said, that obstacle we could have did different?
Yeah, it was definitely, like I said, we started right before COVID. So COVID was everybody, right? Yeah. You couldn't, but that was really our biggest hurdle.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even after COVID simmered down, per se, we still had it lingering. Like, people were still scared to come and do events in person.
Yeah, commercial spaces struggled with COVID. Just full disclaimer, this studio was acquired during COVID. And we were like, what are we going to do with this studio? Exactly. So I know the feeling.
Exactly. Okay. So like I said, that's where the online classes and the online membership came from.
Okay.
And the online membership just basically said, hey, we still have the resources. They're just online now.
Gotcha. So tell me about the In Her Bag series. I love that name, by the way. I love that name. So Horsemen listeners, if you hear me say, Breon created In His Bag series, just know I made up In Her Bag. Go ahead. So tell me about it.
So the In Her Bag series is it's basically what it is. It's just women in a bag trying to figure out the ins and outs. That's the most way I can say it.
Okay. But what kind of details happen in that? Is that a program? What is it exactly?
It's a program. It's, hey, sis, if you need to call me and cry, you can do that too. Just whatever it is, don't quit.
Okay.
So it's basically a network and a program put together.
Okay.
Because we, like I said, we can put a program out there, but a lot of women like, what? How? They scrambling. So that's the whole purpose of the In Her Bag series, to be able to help them navigate and understand the ins and outs of trying to get to the bag.
Okay, no, I like that. So let's talk about entryway for people to work with you all. Because is there a vetting process, a screening process, or we clearly know OnlyFans is an option? I'm just gonna joke.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But what's the process of knowing, hey, this is someone we want to spend our time and resources with?
So it really just depends on the person, honestly. In order to come to Girl Boss Suites, if you want to come network, you want to come, you have a business idea, or you just have a networking idea, period, we welcome it all. So we're not just going to say, oh, no, she don't know what she's talking about. We're going to hear it out.
Okay.
And then, like, for the personal business aspect of it, just say for Tiara, for instance, she does branding and marketing.
Nice.
So if I know somebody comes to me or comes to Girl Boss Suites and says, hey, I need help with branding and marketing, I'm not going to turn her away. I'm going to say, hey, that's not my lane. Here's Tiara's information. I'm not going to just put myself out there and say, hey, yeah, I can help you just to get a bag. No. Because that's going to reflect on me.
So it's more of a community then.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people set up business structures to build the business, but it sounds like you all are building a community.
Right.
How big is the community in Houston now?
So we have an online base. Literally, our email database is right under 4,000.
Whoa. Wait.
Yeah.
All Houstonians?
Yeah. So that doesn't include Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Other cities, because like I said, we've done, stuff in
Yeah.
New York. We've done stuff in Birmingham. We've done stuff in LA, but just Houston by itself. Yeah.
So 4,000 Black women.
Right. Well, I won't say just
Okay.
specifically Black women, but women.
What's the target audit? Women business owners.
Right. Women in business.
But 4,000 women in business
Right.
as a part of a community that doesn't seem like it's slowing down.
At all.
Wow, that's incredible. Like I was not prepared to hear 4,000. Like,
So what did you think we were going to say?
I'm reading some of the numbers on
Right.
engagement from the media kit.
Right.
But to know that you've created an email list. So I'm going to put the camera on me for a second. People don't know how hard it is to get an email list.
Of course.
Okay, so you know.
Of course.
And if you can get 4,000 people to share their email with you, y'all are 10 steps ahead of the game.
Right. But the biggest thing is being personable.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that was the biggest thing that we heard in Houston. And I'm saying this directly in the camera because a lot of women come to us and complain about the attitudes.
Okay, let's
and the holding of the hands.
I get to talk about this too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What I think collaboration in Houston is escalating, but it may not have always been there.
Nope.
Okay. Are you a native Houstonian?
I am.
Are
Born
you from
and raised.
from Third Ward?
I am.
Okay. All right. What where in the Third Ward?
I graduated from JY. None other.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't know, please tell the people who don't from Houston what JY is, why it's important, and where it's at, and all that good
It is
stuff.
Jack Yates High School, right in the middle of Third Ward, right across the street from Texas Southern and U of H, right in,
It's really in the heart of the
best.
city. Yeah,
Right.
it is the heart of the city. So, me as an Oklahoman, that was one of the first things that I did. Like that's a experience you've got to go. You got to go to homecoming at TSU.
Of course. You have not been to Houston, or you
I agree.
cannot say that you've been here or lived here if you have not been to homecoming somewhere.
At least maybe even PV.
Right.
Could that count?
If you're talking to somebody that went to TSU, it's probably not going to count.
Okay, so
but
here
so we'll say if you've been to one of the TSU or PV games when they play each other, then that's different. I didn't go to TSU or PV, so it really doesn't matter to me. But being from Houston, yeah.
So my nephew plays basketball at Southern.
Okay.
And every time he comes up, I make sure to go to the PV game as well as the TSU game.
Right.
Southern homecoming is crazy too. Like, I mean,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's crazy too. So I would say we have a lot of people who don't listen to us that are listen to us that are not in the South.
Right.
The South is different when it comes to their schools and homecoming.
It is. It's like almost like a family reunion type deal. Like, I'm just saying.
All right. Back to business. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. This is a question that I ask everybody. Camera right on you.
Okay.
It's a business question. If we had $10,000 right now to invest liquid, what would you recommend to the women who are coming to Girl Boss Suites? How should they leverage that money? What would you all say is a good strategy?
So if you had 10,000 and you already have a business that's already out there and that you're passionate about, I say content and marketing, because your business is probably not out there content and marketing wise.
Okay, more detail on that.
So you got to remember, content right now is everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And don't take this the wrong way, but the product can be poo. But if your content is great, you're going to have all the followers and all the likes in the world at this moment, unfortunately.
And if you're consistent with your content.
Right.
Yeah. And so you would say
content, marketing, and branding.
So don't worry about space. Don't worry about anything on the background with your product. You're saying content and marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the thing is, the more content and marketing you get out there, the more you're going to get in the back end.
That's a fact. That is definitely a fact. Okay. So a couple more questions before we wrap. You mentioned next 5 years, you've already said you've grown into a 2-story building. What's the other, you don't have to say the other city plans, but are there additional locations you all are scouting that has I'm not saying that your business is focused on our community, but I would say that you probably lean towards some of our community as well, right?
So our goal is to have 10 locations.
Wow.
In 10 different cities by 2025.
Oh, so that's around the corner.
Right.
Yeah, you're not playing games.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, we're not.
So you all, people will say that you should be talking about ideas and vision versus talking about people. Y'all are in the idea and vision business.
Exactly.
2025. So what's the progress look like so far towards that? Are you making some inroads? What does it look like?
See, you keep trying to
I gotta do it. Look, Horsemen Academy is a chance. Look, this is a chance for me to figure out what I want to do too. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if you want to invest in one of those cities,
you see what I'm trying to get at. You see what I'm getting at. So what's going on?
But no, so of course, anybody that follow us on social media, they already know about Charlotte.
Okay.
They know about Birmingham and they know about LA.
Okay.
So the other cities are not as up and running per se right now. So those cities, we just literally have to find a building.
Okay. And if someone wanted to get involved in any of those, what's the process?
Hit us in a DM. We can talk about it. Or email us.
Okay. Share that information for people, including share that information to LP right now.
Right. So you can email us at info@girlbosssweets.com, or you can get in one of the DMs. You can either go to Instagram at girlbosssweetshtx, which is the Houston location, or you can go to girlbosssweets, period, and that's the Atlanta location.
Okay. And DMs work because this is how this interaction came about. So I would definitely say that DMs work. The audience, please tap into what they're doing. It's not often that our community is putting something together that is scaling at that size.
And that's working.
We're often only in spaces where we're familiar. This is unfamiliar to a lot of us. You're in commercial real estate, you're in business development, you're in coaching. So I encourage everybody to go follow them again. Camera on you one more time, where they can get that information, where they can follow you, and then how they can get involved.
Okay. So you can follow us at Girl Boss Sweets, which is the Atlanta location, or you can follow us on Instagram at Girl Boss Sweets HTX, which is the Houston location. You can email us at info@girlbosssweets.com, or the website is www.girlbosssweets.com.
And Destiny, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. That's episode 10 of Horsemen Academy. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's all The Poor Horseman. If you like what you heard from Destiny, go out and follow them at Girl Boss Sweets HTX. We encourage you all. This is a part of our community building, a part of our opportunity to collaborate. So we appreciate everyone listening and y'all giving us some time. So episode 10, we're out.
Thank you.